Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. I apologize that I was gone last week. I was not feeling my best. Still not 100%, but we're back to it, and we're going to revive my list from the Mana Traders from February and play a little sneak-in show. So, for anybody who missed it previously or does not follow the channel, this is the exact 75 for sneak-in show that I played during the Mana Traders series in February, and put up a reasonable finish. I think I went 4-4, which wasn't too bad. So right now we are going to give that a run and see what happens. Appreciate everyone joining tonight. I am grateful for all of you who are here. Let's get into it. All right. Quick cues, please. Again, I appreciate everyone joining tonight. Plenty of ways you could choose to spend your Tuesday evening. I'm grateful that you have chosen to spend it with me. So right now, going on, Sonny. Right now, plans for the stream this week will be normal Tuesday and Thursday. My own well-being permitting. And potentially a Friday earlier afternoon stream. I am off Friday to attend a concert. And I figure if I am able and up for it, we'll go ahead and run another one. We won the die roll, so that's great. This is unkeepable. This is also unkeepable. We're off to a great start. Woo indeed, Travis. Woo indeed. Glad to be back. I'll keep this. Ship this. Ship this. Sonny, unclear. Probably not, unfortunately. I want to be there. Unfortunately... unfortunately, with the way things have been, my wife has a big trip that she is taking at the end of the month, and that's kind of eaten up a lot of our funds. Sure. I'm gonna put this back. This back, put this back. This will take the show and tell. I'll put in another show and tell. I have a sneaking suspicion that opponent is Doomsday. So if opponent is indeed Doomsday or Storm, we're okay, but not great. I'm gonna make opponent have it here. Give me just a second, everybody. I apologize. I know you would want in here. Get out of here. Yeah, Opponent says Polluted Delta versus Emrakul. So it seems fair. Oh, okay. Opponent might be just Grixis. Duress would be weird. This feels like it has to be a Doomsday variant. Pedal, sure. Oh, okay. Fair Infernal Tutor. Sure. Opponent's just gonna try to go. I appreciate it. So opponent is indeed Storm. Dark Ritual resolves. Ad nauseum. Alright. Opponent hasn't found any mana to start off with. There's an LED. 12. This looks like Burning Ant, by the way. For anyone who's curious, this is a Burning Wish variant on Ad Nauseam Tendrils. I could be incorrect, but I'm going to venture a guess. Opponent has 1 land, an LED. They can technically do things here. 5, they still have no kill, but they have an Infernal Tutor, which is a functional kill. I think they're missing mana. There's a Petal. That should do the trick. Ooh, they're gonna go deeper. They look like they're concerned. They may just be traditional Ad Nauseam Tendrils. They've gone pretty deep and we haven't seen a Burning Wish. There's another LED. There's Petal, LED. Let's see what opponent thinks they can stitch together. I feel like it's close. I think this is gone. Brainstorm was the first one, okay. Oh, maybe they don't have the mana. It's gotta be there, right? Like, this is rough. There's the land. Is this where we're looking for more mana? Like, they cached 2 rituals here. I don't know how much better it gets for them. This is black. Nope, okay. They are sacking for black. And another black. This is Infernal Tutor? Oh, Reign of Filth. Okay, there was the one unknown. So they should have plenty of mana here. I feel like we're dead. Crack, cast Tendrils. Yo, what? Waiting for them to choose a card. Show us the tendrils. Yep. Okay. All right. So I like Cage here. This is hilarious because it's basically just game over. I can probably cut the basic mountain. Yoko, they had the line pretty well cooked up. They cast all their mana. They got tendrils. They tendrils us. Like, it was pretty straightforward. I wasn't sure what they were doing initially. The Infernal Tutor from hand line was slightly strange, but, like, not unreasonable. I want this trap. Shave a Cunning Wish. Should I shave an Intuition? Beyond that, I don't think there's anything else I really want. Like, Surgical's fine, but not great. I think we're just kind of racing here. What do you mean ROF? Yeah, this is fine. Oh, so they were concerned about mana, which I understand. Mana was their one choke point. So they were able to generate the extra mana with a little left over. They knew the card in hand, but I think that it's totally fair to do so. Alright. Ponder. Shuffle. Yikes. Yokel, mana was very much the choke point there. They had the cast Tutor, crack, double LED for 6 mana, and just need 4 for Tendrils of Agony. Sure. They wanted other avenues. They wanted options available to them, which I understand. I don't think that that's unreasonable at all. Perfect. We're geniuses. Doomsday is still playable, Histar, but opponent is on ad nauseum tendrils. Resolves. Sure. Opponent said, got some tech there. Ponder, sure. Gonna ponder here. Wish is actually not crazy here. No. Yeah, Trev's opponent accused us of having tech. We're having a party here. Ten arms, I agree, but I think it's kind of uncommon these days, but it makes sense with the presence of this card exactly. Exactly. We're light years ahead, Ten Arms. Also, welcome. Glad to have you. Yeah, we're light years ahead of the game here. Nice. I really just want to draw Ancient Tomb here. This is gonna be pretty ridiculous. Yep, we're now a tech stream, Ten Arms. Yokel, I think it's like it's pretty defensible either way. Force of Will tags when it needs to. Also, I am 100%, without a question, just jamming Show and Tell in the stack next turn to put Omniscience in play to make my Force of Wills free. Yeah, this is fine. Resolves. I'm gonna fetch here. Perfect. We've done it. Yep. Now we just sit here. Opponent's the one that has to make moves. Our deck is powerful and does powerful things. Sick. It keeps getting better. Exactly. Sonny, 5 turns of setup, now we have a free counterspell. Actually, we now have 2 free counterspells, which is even better. We're geniuses. We can just draw like any number of things to win target game here. I'm gonna fetch, I think. Island is fine draw, not best draw. Yikes. So Yokel, it's actually not a terrible draw, because I expect opponent to fight a Fluster War with us. And the more mana we have in play, the better off we are in that Fluster War. So I feel like the island was actually fine. This Ancient Tomb is kind of abysmal. I agree with you, Yokel, but we can pay for theirs. That's the relevant portion. We can pay for theirs. I think that it's quite possible that opponent on Grixis Ant absolutely has Flusterstorm. If we saw a copy of Tropical Island in their deck, I would be less likely to think that they have Fluster or even Bayou, but we have only seen Grixis lands. I mean, that's fine, Yokel, but the guy who won the challenge is not the only... Grixis Ad Nauseam Tendrils is, like, pretty old news at this point. Like, this deck is a pretty known commodity. I wish, Sonny. Wizards isn't that good to us. These just get worse now. I don't think these fetch anything. Do I have 4th Volcanic Island in my deck? I don't. That doesn't fetch anything. I'm just gonna hold it. That card doesn't do anything. Like, stuff like this, Yokel, is another reason that that drawing all this, like, drawing Island there and additional mana is actually good. This isn't Flusterstorm, but this is the same concept, right? Like, we're beating this by a lot. Oh. Well, hello again, everyone. Sorry about that. Not sure 100% what that was about, but here we are. Yikes. So opponent played their Malevolent Hermit and passed. I've drawn another Force of Will. Everything feels very good at this point. They are Burning Ant. Okay. We will pay 3. Now we just have to draw, like, any cantrip, anything. Petal resolves. Yeah, apparently the stream died for a second. I have no idea why. I just all of a sudden randomly saw a notification that the stream had died, and I could not tell you for the life of me why. Dark Ritual resolves. Yeah, so 10 arms, I have literally no idea what happened there. That's actually spooky. This Reign of Filth is actually pretty scary. That's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra mana. Opponent has cast Infernal Tutor. They've not held priority. I'm gonna let this resolve. Okay. Getting Cabal Ritual. Yeah, it... Okay, so they just had the natural tendrils. They have access to 1... One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana? Oh, yikes. This one, 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 this one. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's right, we needed the Cabal Ritual. Was I supposed to fluster the first Infernal Tutor? What a wild ride we've come down. Or maybe the Cabal Ritual? Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. Okay. What a wild ride. Maybe it was correct to counter the first Cabal Ritual, because if we counter the first Cabal Ritual, this doesn't happen. Yeah. What a wild party that was. Well, alright. That was an O2 that could have very easily been something else. We were, like, inches from winning both of those games. So that's what's weird, 10 Arms, is it's like, do we... you're absolutely right that hitting the Reign of Filth, like, after the Reign of Filth, it's really hard, but at the same point, like, it's so wild that that was actually the choke point. Is that if we would have taken the first one... I guess they still just pay. This looks fine? Once Upon a Time is fine. Elvish Vision. Oh, this is so good for us. We're looking for the card Show and Tell and Omniscience and we just win. Reclaimer's fine. I don't care about that so much. Omni acquired. Visionary Resolves. These aren't the scary cards. Aaron Core. Two. Absolutely, Runcore. I keep seeing the notifications when you go live, and I'm so sad because every time you go live, I'm at work. And I can never stop in to catch you, and I'm so sorry, but one of these days I will absolutely pop into the stream to catch you as well. Cast Battle. Everything for red. One turn and we win. Overall, I like the deck. Oh, yikes. This is where we die. Overall, I really like Blue-Black Omni. I still have been playing it locally and doing reasonably well with it. Yeah, we're dead. I've been playing locally still and doing reasonably well with it. I think that Runcor's good people. I keep wanting to catch Runcor stream and I just haven't been able to, unfortunately. Intuition seems slow. I think I'm just trying to turbo here. But yeah, Runcor, I will absolutely be dropping in to catch your stream at some point. Regarding Blue-Black Omni, I think the deck is very good. I have still been playing it pretty stock. Again, I think that the biggest flex spot is the 2 Beseiju in the sideboard. I still haven't actually worked out how I want to replace them. I know one of them needs to be a Stifle effect. Keep. Tonight I actually just brought back this list. So this is the exact same list I played in the Mana Trader series in February. And I think that it's probably better now than it was then, to be perfectly honest. 5 cards. Slam Grafdigger's Cage on 1 Sego. We get Thoughtseized. They're probably going to take the Sneak Attack. Sneak Attack being one of the worst pieces of the combo in our deck anyway. If I draw 1/2 of the combo here, I think that I will... Yep. Oh, they take Ponder. Interesting. That doesn't actually matter. This is really wild. Shepherd resolves. G-Ray, very cool. Very cool. Opponent gonna do their thing. Okay. Yep. This one. Does everybody want to watch me commit a murder? We're going to send this poor Elves player back to the Stone Age, and it's going to be the funniest thing I've ever done. I will. I'm gonna grab Vampire's Vengeance. Yield to Steed Traders. Fetch. Vampire's Vengeance. Go. Ooh. It would appear as though my power is flickering. If I lose the stream here, I apologize, everybody. Greg, it's because I think the deck is stone cold busted. I think that Omniscience is one of the best cards you can be putting in play in Legacy by a long shot. I really think it's like one of the best things to do in Legacy right now by a pretty wide margin. This is weak. I'll openly admit that this hand is weak. That, however, is excellent. See, Runkor, we never didn't have it. We never didn't have it. It's fine. It's fine. Symbiote, sure. Can we just natural draw the Emrakul? One-time dealer? That's not Emrakul. Thanks, Tenarms. Appreciate you. Glad to see you as always. Have a good night. Yeah. So Runkor, there's a local player, and I keep talking about this. I don't think that that's actually the case, but I think that you need to build your deck in such a fashion that you are good against Delver. It's a big reason why, like, you always see me playing Spell Pierce and Flusterstorm instead of cards like Daze. I don't think that Daze is particularly good as a combo deck trying to beat Delver. That's 3 mana. Sure. This resolves. I actually think that Delver matchup is pretty reasonable. I don't think that it's, like, favored, but I don't think that it's as bad as a lot of people make it out to be. We got a new song that kinda... I think that you can just... The big reason I think that the Delver matchup is actually pretty okay is because if you can resolve the card Show and Tell, you probably just win the game. And all you have to do is defend the card Show and Tell. You can pitch Omniscience to do it, which I think is great. Green Sun Zenith X is 0. That's not a card I particularly care about. Getting attacked for 2, that's fine. Okay. Yikes. Yeah, Runkor, I think the Delver matchup is actually pretty okay. the presence of Emrakul is the big deal. We can die here. It's another Dryad Arbor. Opponent was really banking on that choke. Yeah, this is fine. Big yikes. One, two, three, four, five. That doesn't do anything. Sure, that resolves. One, two, three, four, five, six. Sure.
Alright guys, this song's called Crown Vic Headlights. You can sing along if you want.
Symbiote resolves, that's the last card.
It'd be cool.
Perfect. Three, six, seven, eight, nine. Oh, we're just dead. Cool. So Runcor, I think I actually saw this floating around. I think that this got posted on Twitter, did it not? I will copy this for later. And so, okay, and so this is actually a similar point that I've been making with my local friend. Also, Runcor, I will hold on to this and actually review this data later. So, and that's the thing, right? Is that what you're saying to me is that exactly the same thing that other people have been saying. Is that S&T is Sneak and Show is poorly positioned, or Show and Tell generically is poorly positioned. I disagree with that statement. I think that Show and Tell as an archetype is very good in the format. I also think that you're talking about in just the last month, it is a 45% win rate versus Delver. I also don't think that every Show and Tell player is specifically teching to be good versus Delver. This includes more copies of things in your sideboard, or in your 75 somewhere, like Spell Pierce, Flusterstorm, and Pyroblast. There's usually some number, but I don't think it's as high as it could be and should be. No, Greg, Nate and I have been talking about this. Nathan and I have been talking about this quite a great deal. This is terrible. This is much better. I will keep. What a tilt. Can we draw a basic island? Can we draw a basic island for the punish? Nope, okay. Okay. What a truly unfortunate situation we've found ourselves in. Chalice resolves. I will play Scalding Tarn. If we can draw mana-producing land, we just win the game. We just need to draw mana-producing land and we win the game. That's not it. It's okay, we have time. But no, Greg, Nate and I have been talking about this a lot because Nate's been championing Delver. Like, I think that the deck is just overall good. Yikes. I think that Show and Tell as an archetype is just generically very good right now. Oh, okay. Omni. Cast. My Emrakul's better, nerd. Get out of here. And that's it exactly. And this was some. So this all actually started between Nathan Lippitz and I a while ago. Specifically, Marcus Ewald was looking for a deck to play, and I suggested Show and Tell of some caliber or another. Abrade like seems fine. I think we just win this matchup a majority of the time. I can cut a Flusterstorm. We were discussing this as a general rule, and I'll keep this. We were discussing, I think that Show and Tell is a reasonable archetype to play as just a pretty generic rule. And Nathan Lippitz chimed in and said he thinks that Show and Tell is performing pretty poorly. And I said that I agree with what you're saying on a fundamental level, but I don't think that Show and Tell is actually a bad deck. I just think that the current variations of show and tell that are seeing play aren't really what the archetype needs to be doing. Yes, yes, and that's why I think the presence of omniscience is like one of the greatest things you can be doing right now. It's why I won't leave home in my show and tell deck without playing Omni. This. No. Play this. I love Marcus. I'm a huge fan of Marcus's content and abilities. He's on and off High Tide, as is kind of tradition with Marcus. Marcus kind of waffles back and forth as to whether or not High Tide is a thing he wants to be doing at that present moment. This was for a challenge some time ago. And specifically Marcus was looking to play something else. And I had suggested specifically playing a show and tell variant. Marcus ended up playing elves, which I think is a totally reasonable call. But Nathan Lippitz and I were arguing that show and tell is a viable strategy. Okay. You have it? Okay. It's Emrakul. We lost. Good for us. And I agree with you, Ronkor. I think that's the problem, is that inevitably what happens is people stop doing work on the archetype. I'm gonna cut this to braid. I want my Fluster back now that I show they're just mono red sneak. I think that kind of the big situation is that people aren't correctly evaluating the situation. Keep it. I think that because people just constantly, perpetually, over and over and over again, nice, think about the archetype in the exact same way, and every deck in the exact same way, that they're not actually really giving any archetype the best. Yeah. No, this is just like old school mono red sneak, and I love it. Opponent is doing the Lord's work out here. Yeah. No, opponent's deck is way cooler than ours. Like, by a long shot. It's not close. Yeah, opponent's deck is way cooler than ours. But, do you think someone resolves? I don't know that I care about this. I'm gonna let it resolve. This is so good for us. This also resolves. This is so great. So the thing is, I don't think it's even just a zoomer. Like, I've been around a while, right? But the thing is that I also don't believe in these sacred cows. Like, I will absolutely tech a deck to the way that I think it should be. Before Jeskai Mentor really existed, I was really looking at that deck, like, kind of a lot. Omni. Cast with Omni. Draw 7. Cast with Omni. Oh, we Emrakul, Emrakul, Emrakul. Done. Okay. Cast with Omni. And cast. Yeah, like this all resolves. Good. Oh, I should have got. What I forgot there is I actually should have got Sublime Epiphany. Like, bounce their thing, draw a card, do a bunch of dumb stuff. Yeah, Runcor, are you Team Ban Island? Because I'm not Team Ban Island at all. If it's not perfectly clear at this point, I am 100% Team Island stays forever. We can dump a lot of other garbage, but we keep islands. Like, I am somebody who's played a lot of different things in a lot of different formats. So specifically, for those who know me locally, depending on what point in my life you met me at, you either know me for casting burn spells, Thalia and Aether Vial, or Monastery Mentor, Brainstorm, and Terminus. There's like some variation between the like Thalia Terminus thing where like people know me for casting Stoneforge Mystic with TNN and all that too. Like, we've lived that life. But yeah, my scope is wide. So I was once upon not too long ago, I was on a team locally and actually played an Ad Nauseam Tendril stream with a fellow team member, J Pinter MTG, also known as Jeremy Pinter. So we played some Storm together, and like I have a pretty wide range as a general rule. I've even I played Dredge in Modern for a while. Like, I'm known for doing a lot of different things depending on what point of my life you met me at. And how poor I was at the time, I guess. What my expendable budget for paper cards was. because prior to the pandemic, I was entirely a paper player. So that's the thing, I think I'm very much of the school that if you want to play Legacy, you can't just learn your deck. You have to learn the format. And the format is so wide. Like, you have to really be able to consider, like, what am I doing here? What is it? What do I have access to that is actually meaningful and impactful? So, for example, the same player and I who have been arguing that show and tell may or may not be good right now. That same player and I were discussing recently Rector Fit. So, Nick Fit with Academy and Arena Rector. Because I think that Rector Fit does the same Omniscience for Emrakul thing that I think is really powerful. But in another way that also, like, gets to kind of circumvent some of the garbage. This is really close. This is like a soul land away from greatness, but I think I'm gonna mull. Oh, yikes. I'm greedy. Don't mind me. So that's the thing, like, I inherently like elves, and I have a local friend, another local player, who is a big elves fan, and I think the deck is really good and really cool. The thing is that elves is too much of a middle ground for me personally. It wants to live in too many different worlds, and so personally, I just don't enjoy a lot of the playstyle of elves. What did we just queue into? Yeah, correct, Greg. Not you. Ah, backup Omniscience. We found our Force of Will pitch card. I love it. What does this do? Can someone explain to me what this does? Okay. Greg, you're the reason that I'm known for casting Stoneforge Mystic and True Name Nemesis. That's your fault. You did this. Oh, goblins. Looking for show and tell. We're so good at this game. Resolves. Does that one resolve? What is it the kids say? Got him? Got him. Alright, things that we're interested in. This feels like another matchup where we're just racing. I don't really think opponent has a whole lot of tools to beat us. This doesn't really do anything. I'm in. We just run it back. This Vampire's Vengeance is fine, but I don't think it's something that we need to board in. The only thing I would want to consider cutting is Intuition, and I think Intuition is just as good in our deck. So again, I'll take this time to thank everyone for coming out tonight. I really appreciate you being here. There are plenty of ways you could choose to spend your Tuesday evenings. I'm grateful that you've chosen to spend it with me. For those of you who are joining the channel for the first time, hello, my name is Adam. I am from Grand Rapids, Michigan. I play a lot of Eternal Magic on this channel. What does that mean? No Once Upon a Time or Green Source Rancor. So what does it mean that I play a lot of Eternal Magic? It means specifically I play Legacy, Vintage, Pauper, and Cube. Should an opportunity ever present itself, I'm a big fan of Highlander formats, not Elder Dragon Highlander. Commander is different, not really my jam. I appreciate those of you who are into it, not my thing. But I like competitive Highlander formats. For example, Australian 7-point is rad, and I really, really love Canadian Highlander, just not the support. I would love to see more support for them. So on this channel, you'll see mostly Legacy, Vintage, Pauper, and Cube. Speaking of Cube, I will likely be cubing the new Vintage Synergy Cube on Thursday. So if you are somebody who enjoys Cube, come hang out. Also, I will probably be back to playing some Legacy on Friday. That is yet TBD. Currently, I am off Friday to attend a concert that evening. And if I've got some free time earlier in the afternoon, I plan to fire off a stream. So we'll see how that goes. But again, thank you everyone for hanging out. You are greatly appreciated. Opponent apparently thinks this is a hard matchup, which I like to hear. Yeah, Rancor, all we saw was land drop, vehicle, land drop, go, show and tell in Muxus. This is close. This is close enough that I like this life. I will keep. If this brainstorm finds show until I win the game. Lackey into Muxus, I understand. Life is bad. We're dying to this Goblin Lackey. Oh, okay. We at least have a turn. A turn is good news. A turn is, in fact, great news. Okay, his opponent on combo. I want to clear that stuff away. I don't want that sneak attack for any particular reason. Maybe I do want that sneak attack. Maybe I'm lying to myself right now. Fetch, sneak, activate Emrakul. That seems pretty good. Not gonna lie to you. I think we might actually just sneak it. Sneak in Emrakul. Our opponent looks to be playing on pretty low resources. Yeah, this is so good for us. Lackey resolves. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Opponent has a turn. Yeah, I think we just win. Nope, there we go. That's the kill. Cool. Yep, I understand. So opponent's on combo on game 2. That's fine. We just need to race them. Counter spells get actively worse. Actually, hold on. Stares at Flusterstorm in deck. What am I thinking? Get Flusterstorm out of here. Spell Pierce is, like, pretty bad. But, like, Spell Pierce can at least tag a Vial. Assuming that opponent's playing the card Aether Vial. It can also tag the vehicle. Flusterstorm is just, like, gonna be dead the vast majority of the time. Okay. Opponent has also given me no inclination to believe that they're on white mana for Containment Priest. The Sweeper's fine, but I think the Sweeper is also something that we have the time to Cunning Wish for if we need it. I think I would rather have Cage, because Cage actually stops... Does it stop what I think it does? Muxus. Helps if I do it right. Yeah, reveal. Yep. So, these enter from your library. Cage says it stops Muxus, which is kind of a big game. This is, like, not amazing, but probably okay. Muxus does. The creatures Muxus puts in do not. Cage stops Muxus value, which is actually relevant. No, you're fine. You're fine. It's a weird thing that isn't something you would consciously think about. Show and tell. Not show and tell. Shit. Yeah. That was the reason to impulse on our turn. That is so very much power. If this gets red blasted, I'm going to be upset. Yikes. We're gonna cast that first. We're less dead to another red blast if they don't. Yikes. Yeah, and that's the problem, right? Is that then you run into goblins. Again, I think this matchup is very winnable. Well, so here's the thing, right? Is that it's like you expect it out of Delver where your spell pierces and stuff like that are better. For this is 1 billion damage. Yeah. So that's the thing, Runcore is that, like, you plan for Delver, where, like, your spell pierces and random stuff are better. And, like, yeah, they have blasts, but, like, you're going to be fighting various different kinds of wars, and you can also have your blasts that are good. In this matchup, my blasts are bad, but their blasts are incredible. Gonna let opponent have this one. They get to make their attacks. That's a thing that doesn't matter at all. Oh, yeah, 100%. We're super dead. Like, ultra, ultra, ultra dead. The minute I saw there was a Goblin Piledriver, I was like, okay, we're unbelievably incredi dead. Like, Piledriver is a 15-2? Yeah, sure. Deal. Damn it! Alright. Well, okay, we got one more. We can still win some amount of play points. Let's see if we can shape this up. Again, I appreciate everyone joining tonight. This has been a little unfortunate. Again, I think that the matchups we have lost have all felt very winnable. Very, very, very winnable. Opponents have played very, very tight, and luck has not been on our side. So that's always a little unfortunate. But again, opponents have played very well. We had an opponent who got lucky to flip a Skirk Prospector in their Muxus that allowed them to cast the Blast in hand that took us off of the Impulse there against goblins. Yeah. And then Storm is one of those things that we broke a little unlucky where they had a Rain of Filth we didn't know about that allowed them to play around our Flusterstorm by Infernal Tutoring for a second Cabal Ritual and having Natural Tendrils. Truly the darkest timeline in that one. But, yeah, overall, again, I think that a lot of these matchups are super winnable. Again, Runcore, per what we were discussing with your data, I think that the deck is very good. I think that there was a lot of discussion at one point as to, I'm playing an Echoing Truth. Is it supposed to be an Echoing Truth or a Brazen Borrower? I couldn't really say. I'm specifically playing one Hurkyl's Recall because Recall is something we can wish for, whereas Meltdown and stuff, which tend to be more powerful, we cannot. So that's also a pretty big one. So, looks like we're going to be here for a second. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to step away for just a second. Everyone, I will be right back and we will finish this final round. Stay tuned. Back, everybody. Need to step away for some water. Stay hydrated. You beautiful dehydrated bitches, you. I love you all. Well, let's fire off this last round and see how it goes. For any of you who follow the channel regularly and follow my adult beverage preferences, tonight's drinks were a Buffalo Trace Whiskey Sour, with a little heavy on the Buffalo because I have a half gallon, and that's a really large bottle to pour from. So we weren't quite as steady as we should have been, and we were pouring from our heart, which was probably a mistake. And then Ward 8, made with Buffalo Trace, which is a pretty old school style cocktail. You don't see it as much anymore, but solid. All right, there it is. Final round, let's fire it off. Kiwi Mobius. What a miserable mulligan. And we're playing against Doomsday. Hell yeah. Let's go. Let's see if opponent just fires off the Doomsday here. Baby. Let's go! Alright. I'm gonna bring in one Pyroblast. Can opponent beat a Magus of the Moon? I don't think opponent can beat a Magus of the Moon. What do we think? I can shave a Petal. We're not trying to race here. I mean, kind of. Shave another. Let's pull in another Blast. Petal. Trap. I'll cut one Sneak Attack. This card is good, but only kind of good. This is also hilarious. I mean, I'm keeping this. resolves. I'm gonna play out their pedal. I will ponder here. This is actually kind of huge. I think I'm just gonna let this go. I think that the likelihood opponent can kill us this turn is low. So all I want to do is make sure that my combo goes. Ponder resolves. Opponent's hand is bad. Like, this is something where we would consider countering cantrips. Mm-hmm. Doomsday resolves. We have won the game. Baby. Let's go! Yeah! Sick. Okay. So, Runcord, to my point, this is why, again, I specifically will not leave home playing a show and tell deck without Omniscience. This is a matchup where if Omniscience were not in our deck, we lose the game. We cannot present enough. An opponent is able to build a pile in such a fashion that they either have to beat just a single Emrakul attack through a sneak attack, or just a naked Emrakul and that they have an extra turn. With Omniscience, we can kill on the spot. And it's also the reason that the card Shared Summons is in my sideboard as a Cunning Wish target in this deck, instead of Firemind's Foresight. So, for anyone joining late, this is the list we played tonight. This is the exact 75 for Blue-Red Sneak and Show that I played in the Mana Trader series in February. Tonight we went 2 and 3, but truth be told, every matchup we played feels winnable. I think that our opponents played exceptionally well. They played very, very tight, and there was also a little bit of RNG that was not in our favor. So the combined aspects of those two things definitely meant that we didn't quite break the way we needed to. But again, I think this deck is very, very good. I think I will probably play this again on stream at some point. I think that this specific pile for Sneak and Show is exceptional. I really like what I've constructed here. Yeah, I like the deck a lot. But anyway, yeah, that is it for this evening. Everyone, enjoy our victory lap. It was great having you all here. I appreciate that you all have spent your Tuesday evening with me. I will see you again on Thursday. We will likely be playing some Vintage Synergy Cube, and then possibly bonus stream on Friday to make up for me being sick last week. So, I'll see y'all again soon. Cheers, everyone. Have a great night.